Hey guys, welcome to Isaiah's Reviews, and today we'll be reviewing the Freezimer ice machine. This thing makes ice 9 cubes at a time, up to 33 pounds in a 24-hour period. This puppy can pump them out. Make sure you go down to the YouTube description below, follow the link to this exact appliance to get all the specs that I don't mention in this video. I will say that I've had this device for about, this appliance for about 3 weeks. Hosted 2 parties with this thing, and I've ran it total time probably a week straight. I've ran it a lot just to make sure that it was going to be efficient and actually work correctly and all that good stuff, because it's hard to really review a product plugging it in and just watching it for a little while. I always like to do a deep dive. That's exactly what I've done with this one. I can say it's pretty sturdy. It's running right now, so you can hear this while I'm reviewing it. So right now it's doing the last scoop, and the sensor should kick in and automatically stop the appliance. Once you plug it in, you're going to take out the tray, fill it up to the max water line, lower the tray back inside. I usually set the scoop back out on top of this, but there is a couple holders inside for the scoop to set on either side. So that's an option for storage. And then you just hit on and you select your size. It's either going to be small or large. The cubes themselves are pretty similar in size, but the time is totally different. It's like 8 minutes for a large, 5 minutes for a small. So personally, I would pick the small size and hurry up and fill this tray up if you're actively using it for a party. Or you can just select a large if you just want larger cubes, but really there's not that much size difference between the two. There's 9 cubes that you'll get in one go, and it's an automated system. It's pretty cool to watch. This top tray here will fill up with water, and while it's filling up, a rake comes out and rakes out the previous cubes or clears the path. If it melts and unblocks the sensor, then the rake will come back out, make sure the path is clear for the trough to raise up into the little 9 prongs to start then making the cubes. And those things just start freezing, those little prongs do. And 5 minutes you got small cubes, 8 minutes you got large ones. So it's pretty efficient. If you've ever had one of these before, it's the same exact kind of system. They just work. They do exactly the same stuff. It's kind of a tinted lid on here so that you can look in there and see the ice situation. But overall, like I said, running it a week straight, just letting it sit constant, letting the ice melt, which the more ice in here, the longer it takes for it to kind of melt. And then we'll kick on and make another tray worth, dump it in there, block that sensor. So there is something constantly there. It's easy to chisel that apart and dig out a scoop. It's not like it's just one frozen unit just sitting there and you can't really break it apart. Everything breaks apart pretty easily on this. It takes a while for the cubes to melt. Get this thing full within, I don't know, 30 minutes or so, so that you can really start a party. And once you take a scoop, fill your ice thing up, 5 minutes later, another load dumps. So you can really stay on top of backfilling what you scoop out. So really the Freezimer there, ice maker here, is a pretty good deal, especially for the price that it has now. It's pretty sleek, takes a lot of space up on the counter, kind of is a little airy and noisy while it's in operation, but after the 30 minutes it fills up, it's only going to kick on. I'll rake this out across the sensor there, clear it, and this thing will kick on now so you can hear what it sounds like when it does kick on. The trough is coming up, and now it's going to fill up with water. The trough is filling up to submerge the 9 prongs, to then freeze, which is timed based on the size of the cubes. And then it's going to lower, drain that trough out and expose those cubes and drop the cubes. The rake will come out, rake it into the bin. That's how it works. This is as loud as it'll get. Not too bad. You do get notifications on here whenever you run out of water, whenever that sensor is blocked and it says the ice is full, and you can select large and small, 2 touch sensitive buttons on the top for turning it on and selecting the cube size. That's kind of it. I really do recommend it. It's worked pretty solid for having a lot of hours of usage. I really tested this thing out, and this unit here, this Freezimer, which will be linked down in the YouTube description, is pretty solid. So if you are in the market for them, seems like this is a pretty good brand, and this one in particular is a good appliance. So make sure to explode on that subscribe button and ding that bell so you get notified on the next product review that I got coming. Of course, I'm always behind, but we got some good ones coming before the holiday break that I take. I usually take a few weeks off. So here in the next week, I'm really going to be pushing a lot of appliances, a lot of things that I've reviewed that has taken me 2-3 weeks to give a solid review and advice on. See ya.